now. Okay, so let's see here. I'm sharing my screen, right? Yes. Okay. We're going to talk about Git and GitHub in RStudio. So I'm going to start by making a GitHub repository. So, I should probably say who we are. I'm Lisa. And
I'm Heather.
And I've roped Heather into doing this demo with me. So I'm going to create a repository called I'm going to call it Demo Git RStudio. And like we always do, I'm going to add a README file and create this repository. And then I'm going to clone this repository to RStudio. And I'll talk about this file in just a moment. But for now, I will do new project, version control, Git, paste that URL in here. And I'm going to browse to a more appropriate folder. And let's see. There we go. We're going to put it in there. So I will create my project. And then the first thing I'm going to do, which, perhaps is a bit uncommon. I'm going to drag this over here. So I am going to move that file you just saw me looking at. I am going to move that demo file into my repository folder. So as soon as I do that, when I come back to RStudio, if I look on my Git tab, I will see that that's one of the files that show up here in my Git tab. So I am going to go ahead and I'm not going to worry about this git ignore file. If we commit it later, that's not a big deal, but I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm just going to call this the initial commit. And I'm going to commit that. And I'm going to push that out to GitHub. And that all went as planned. The next thing I'm going to do is open this file because it has all my notes in it so that I make sure to do what I want to do. I committed and pushed those changes. The next thing I'm going to do is add a collaborator, which is Heather. Before I do that piece, let's just notice that when I go out to GitHub and I refresh, I see those files that I just committed and pushed are out on GitHub. So now I'm going to go to the settings tab. I'm going to manage access and I'm going to invite a collaborator. And this is Heather's GitHub username. So I'm going to add Heather to this repository. And it says it's awaiting Heather's response. So Heather, I assume you're getting an email from me.
Yes.
Okay. And it says something like, you have been invited to collaborate on this awesome project.
Yep.
And you accepted, right?
Yes, a view invitation. And then I can click accept.
Okay, awesome. So it looks like she has now accepted, and I can now see that Heather is a collaborator. So that means that Heather has equal access to this repository, and she can do to this repository all the same things that I can do. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to let Heather share her screen. And I think, let me go back to my notes so I remember what I'm supposed to tell her to do. So I think, do you want to start by showing just show like the GitHub repository page?
Yes. Okay.
Hopefully you can share your screen, right? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So awesome. Heather sees all my stuff. And do you want to just go through the cloning the repository steps?
Sure. So I am in the demo Git repository. I'm going to go to the code button here, green button in the upper right hand side here. I'm going to clone the repository using HTTPS. So the URL is here. You can use the quick copy button by clicking the little, what is that thing called?
Clipboard?
Clipboard, yes, thank you.
Or the rectangle with another little rectangle on top.
Yes, that too. I'm going to click the clipboard to copy quick, and then I'm going to go back out to my RStudio where I need to move this video. I'm going to go, right now I have a test project open, but I want to create a new project. So I click the down arrow, do new project, from version control, from Git, and then repository URL, can just paste that in there. If you want to rename the directory instead of demo_git_RStudio, you can. I always just let it go to the default, so you can leave that blank. And then it will create a folder under this documents code. So you can browse and change that to a different location. I have all of my repos in documents code, so I'm going to leave that. And then you can hit create project.
Awesome.
And it'll do a few things. And now I can see that it has loaded this project, and I can see the demo Git demo RMD.
And can you just open that Git_GitHub demo? I clearly use really long names. Just so everyone can verify that, yes, it is actually the same file. See, it has all of my lovely notes. So now Heather actually knows what our next steps are as well. So let's see here. We did number 7. Nope, we didn't complete number 7 yet. So you, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We're on number 5. You clone the repo. Okay. So Heather's in there. Now I'm going to make a change. So let's see here. Maybe I'll go back to sharing my screen really quick.
Sure.
So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make a change to this file. And for right now, I'm just going to make a really silly change. And I'm going to put, I am making a change in this file. I'm going to save the file. And as soon as it saves, shows up over here, I will click on that, commit it, put a wonderful commit message, a really small change. And I will commit that. So remember when we commit it, this has just saved it like into permanent memory on my own computer. In order for to be able to see the change on GitHub, I need to push it out there. And once I push it out there, I can see that change. Oops. If I had my screen over here. I could see that change out on the GitHub repository. So if we scroll down a little, there is my change. But in order for Heather to see it on her computer, I'm going to stop sharing and she's going to share her screen again. And she is going to show us how she can pull in that change. So notice the change is not there yet.
No change. So I'm going to go to the Git tab, And then here you'll have this blue arrow, which is pull. So I'm going to click that. You can see it's doing a git pull. One file changed, 2 line insertions. Can close that. And if I look in the file, I can see the 2 lines that Lisa added. I am making a change and a blank.
And now on number 7 there, you are going to make a change, commit and push. And it can just be a little change. This is true. We are sisters.
All right, so then I'm going to save it, commit.
Don't forget to click the box.
Message. Oh, yes. Check the box, which you can do in here or beforehand. So
yeah.
No, you can do either.
Okay.
Because you can use it as just the history change comparison.
Good point, actually.
Okay. So then where is my commit button at?
Down in the lower.
Hiding?
No, it's right.
My video's over it.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
Commit. I don't think you can see the video that was blocking it.
No, we can't.
Okay. So.
Oh.
Git. Oh boy, that's a fun one. But it does look.
It does look like it did it, right?
Yeah, git commit reset, 1 file changed. It says 2 insertions, so I think it worked.
See if the push works.
Yeah, commit should work. Okay. So.
Oh.
This is where I might need.
Okay, we'll find out.
Yeah, I do. So hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Do you not have it's not just your regular password?
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I think it might still, yeah.
Sometimes I've done the pat key.
Sure.
So, but can I remember my GitHub password?
Probably not.
How many chances will I get?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it worked.
Oh, goody.
Let me share my screen again.
Okay.
Okay. So I entered my password and then I got this. So I think it worked.
I think so too. And we can verify if it worked by going out and look. Do you want to just go out to, or I can share my screen
I have it
again.
Open.
Oh, okay. So we should, if you refresh, be able to, or if you, it's in that file.
I'm not even in the file, so. Okay.
Yes, it's
I'm making
there.
a change. I'm Lisa's sister, so we're good.
Yay. Okay. So let me share my screen again real quick. And I'm just going to pull in that change. So again, this blue down arrow is what does the pulling. So it's telling me that 1 file was changed, 2 insertions, and we can see the 2 lines that Heather added. Okay, so now is where we're going to attempt to do this. Now I know we may not be able to create a merge conflict, but I think our best chance of doing that is if we both try to go modify. So actually, before we do this, let's just say that when you have a collaborator, we can both be sitting here and working on this file, and we're going to have potentially a problem if we both try to push changes out at the same time. Or if, like, essentially whoever pushes first gets to do what they want to do. And then the other person, if they've also been editing the file, could run into problems. So we're going to try to create that scenario right now. One solution to this is to actually communicate with each other. and sort of commit and push often, and then make sure to pull in changes often. But communication is part of that loop as well. But Heather, can you maybe, I feel like if we both try to modify this plotting code, that might be the best chance to like create a merge conflict.
If we modify the same line, it should create a merge conflict.
So let's,
as long as we make different.
Sure. So let's maybe, am I still sharing my screen? Yeah, I am. So you can see what I'm doing. So maybe, do you know this data set well enough? I use it all the time, so I know it. Here, I don't remember. Oh, I probably don't have my library loaded.
I was just thinking like change the title.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually that's even better. That's a better idea. Let's do that.
And it won't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Okay, so I made a change to the title, and I assume that Heather's also making a change to the title. Yes.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Okay. You can, when you're ready, why don't you, because I'll just keep sharing my screen, why don't you commit and push?
Okay.
And just let me know when you do that. So what's going to happen is Heather is going to commit and push. And, you know, again, we're kind of pretending that I'm sitting here working on this thing. And I don't realize that Heather's been making changes to the file at the same time that I have.
Okay, it's going.
Okay, so Heather pushed out a change, and now I'm going to pretend we haven't been communicating here, and I'm also going to try to make a commit and push out my change. So I'm going to click on this file. I'm going to commit. I assume yours pushed out already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to commit. And it's going to commit fine because this is just changing my local file. Now let's see what happens when I try to push. So it says, failed to push some refs. Updates were rejected because remote contains work that you do not have locally. And it does give you this hint that we might want to try to pull before pushing again. So I'm going to take that hint and I'm going to try to pull. Oh, okay, good. Sorry. It did make it merge conflict. I thought it was going to do it automatically. So sometimes, like if we were modifying things that were maybe like not right around the same part, maybe it would have sort of been able to merge them together in an okay way. But in this scenario, it can't. So we got a merge conflict. So if I close this, I can see right in here sort of where it's happening. But I'm gonna go ahead and just open it in this file out here because, well, this is more like what I'm used to looking at. So when you get a merge conflict, what happens is you're gonna see these pieces of really weird, ugly looking code. So like a bunch of these arrows and the word head, and then you'll see some actual stuff. And then you'll see a bunch of equal signs and then some other stuff, and then some other arrows and a bunch of alphanumeric characters. So this stuff here at the top between the head and the equal signs, this is my stuff. This stuff down here, this is the stuff that Heather pushed out. So it doesn't know, how to resolve this. So now I get to make that decision. So Heather got to push it out first, but now I'm the one who actually gets to decide what happens. So the only thing I have to do is I have to get rid of all of this ugly stuff. And then what I should do is I should decide really which of these two pieces to keep. So depending on the type of merge, these might look slightly different, but like in my case, it's really which one of these should I keep? And, I'm going to say, oh, you know what? Heather actually thought about that a lot more. She's smarter than I am. I'm going to get rid of my stuff. I'm going to go with what she had. I could have made the other decision to go with my stuff and get rid of her stuff. I could have decided to delete everything. This is now all up to me. So at this point, I've resolved that conflict. I can now save this. I now have this, thing over here that looks sort of like usual, except it has a U here, which stands for unmerged, apparently. Never knew that. Now I'm going to check that box like usual, commit it. I should write a better message than this, but for now, I'm just going to keep it as fix the merge. Oops, probably should have said fix the merge conflict, but oh well. I committed that, and then I will push it out to GitHub. And assuming that Heather hasn't done anything else in the meantime, because we've now communicated with each other, she would now be able to pull in those changes. Is that right?
Do you want me to pull in the changes?
Yes, I'm going to stop sharing and you can go ahead and share again.
Okay. Oh, the pictures are always in the way. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I do a pull and it updates and it looks like no change because Lisa had accepted mine.
Yep. So Heather doesn't notice a change in her files because, well, I made it look like hers. So,
yep.
Okay. So, Heather and I could sort of keep going this way. The one other last thing I want to show before I let Heather leave is I was going to show how to create a branch. So let's see here. Actually, maybe I will share my screen again.
Okay.
I'm really new to branches too, so there's always a good chance that I'm going to make a mistake as I do this. So that would be really exciting. But when I was practicing doing this the other day, what I did is I clicked on this little sort of, I don't know, sort of branchy looking thing with purple rectangles on it. And I'm going to add a new branch called, I don't know, explore, I don't know, plot. So this is going to allow me to sort of go off and do some things on my own. And then I can sort of merge it back up with this file. So let's see here. So, oops. So right over here, we can see that I'm now in that explore plot branch. There's the main branch still there as well. So here, I'm actually curious. Well, let's see here. Let me make a change here first. So I'm just going to make this height 0.3 instead of 0.2. A silly little change, but it'll do the trick. So I'm going to now commit. Change height. And I will push that out to GitHub. So one thing I was curious about is, Heather, when you, if you pull in changes, do you see that new branch as well? I'm going to stop sharing and let you share really quick. I don't actually know the answer.
I don't know if I'll see, I don't know that I see your branches. I think I would see any of mine.
Sure.
Oh, It did show it.
So when you go over, not
but
to
I
that
can't,
one, but go.
I can't open that branch, but I can see that it happened when I do the pull.
So even when you scroll over, like move that over a little bit more to where you can see like the name of your branch.
No.
So when you click on main, you can't actually click into my branch. Yeah, you can.
Interesting. Okay.
I think this is because you're a collaborator on this project.
I see.
Like you wouldn't be able to do that in all cases, I don't think.
Sure.
But if you click on that, you'll see my new change, right? If you click onto that branch.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, cool. So my point here was that, you know, if Heather and I wanted to work on this together, we could sort of make our own branches, and you have to merge those branches back to the main branch eventually, but that would be a way for us to be able to, assuming Heather doesn't then go into my branch and make changes, but you know, we could have like the Lisa branch and the Heather branch, and that would be a way for us to sort of work at the same time and then merge our things individually. So that is an option. So you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen. And I think I'll share my screen one more time, and then I'll probably let you leave. So I think the thing, let me go back up to my notes because let's see, oops. Commit and push, I did that. I guess maybe it's possible you don't need to be here for this one, but let's see. I wanted to show something. There we go. So what I wanted to show is what shows up in GitHub. So there's this little message at the top now that says explore plot had recent pushes 3 minutes ago. So, I mean, it would be very unlikely that that would be my only little change I wanted to make before merging it back together. But for the sake of time, let's just pretend it was. So if I click on this compare and open a pull request, I can, right in here, I can merge this back together. So I don't know, I should write a better message, but we'll just keep it at that right now. And I can create this pull request. And then because there are no conflicts with the base branch, now we wouldn't always get this, just like Heather and I showed before, it's possible to get a merge conflict here as well. But in this case, we can just merge the two back together. I can confirm that merge. And I can actually, at this point, delete that branch if I want to. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now I think what I'm gonna pull those changes down. Oh shoot, I forgot to do that. I think I'm in the wrong branch. Oops, I probably did something wrong, didn't I? Okay, so I think that pulled in those, that merging of the branches. So Heather, if you switch back to the, here, I'll stop sharing real quick. And can you share your screen one more time?
Yep.
And I think you wanna flip back to the main and then pull in those changes.
One insertion. So
now she'll have that, so that geom jitter now has the height of 0.3. So this is one way that, you know, we could sort of like work on the same files, but have little separate pieces. And it might be a little bit easier than having to just sort of work in exactly the same file the whole time. So I think that's all that I needed you to help me out with, Heather.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay. So I'm going to keep going, but unfortunately we don't have Heather with us anymore. So it's probably going to be way less exciting. So let's see here. So we've gone through step 11. I think I'm going to actually skip number 12. I think Heather and I talked through enough with the merge conflicts before, but those might come up with when you make a branch as well. The last couple things I wanted to show, let's see, this one is, okay, so I'm going to go, let's see, am I sharing my screen? Nope. I'm going to share my screen here. And I am going to go into GitHub. So, you know, as you start using GitHub more, and I'm still super new to this, something you might want to do is create an issue. So maybe there's a problem that you want to resolve. You're going to create an issue. So I'm going to say something like, I don't know, fix, or here, let's do this. Add a caption to plot. Actually, maybe I should make my title short. I should probably read more about how I'm supposed to do this, but add caption. And then here, I'm going to put more details. Add a caption to the plot that indicates the author's name. Awesome. So I'm going to submit that issue here. One thing I might do, and I did this for the first time the other day. So okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to RStudio. I'm going to create a branch. Oops, that was this button. And I'm going to call this, branch add caption, because this is going to be the branch where I work on that. Okay. So it is out here, and I'm going to, over here, add a caption. Okay, again, that's probably not the best caption ever, but we're not really worrying about that right now. I'm gonna now commit. And what I'm going to do is, shoot. I don't know how to do this right. Hold on. I should have made Heather stay for this part. Okay, so this is issue number 2. I don't know, I'm probably doing this wrong. I can't remember if this is where I'm supposed to write that or the next step, but that's okay. We're going to try doing it there. So we're going to push that out. So now let's see what happens in GitHub. So in my code, I see that I have this branch, this new add caption branch. I'm going to compare and pull request. Okay, good. I think this is doing what I want it to do. So this is now showing up in the title. And I'm going to leave a comment that says, I don't know, I added the caption. as indicated in issue number 2. Oh, yes. I don't know, that seemed like a good thing. And I'm going to create the pull request. And it seems to have tagged that issue. So that's a good thing, right? We're going to find out. So I'm going to merge the pull request, confirm the merge. Okay. And I think, okay, I'm going to, hopefully it's okay to delete that branch. Let's see here. Let's go to the issues. And it looks like, I just want to see what this says in here. Yeah, so I think because we've sort of tagged that, I can now close this issue. Yep. I think that did it. I think that's what I wanted to show. Okay. The last couple of things I want to show are, okay, a couple issues that are a little bit more Git heavy. I haven't used the terminal yet. I'm going to do that a couple of times, which is always super scary. This time I am going to make a change. So let's say I don't know, I did accidentally pressed a bunch of stuff. I saved my file, but oops, I didn't want those changes. I mean, I could actually just undo them and get rid of it, but if I didn't sort of know how to do that, I could come over here, and if I right click on this and click revert, and click on yes, that will get rid of all those accidental changes. So it'll go back to my previous saved file. So that's kind of convenient. And then let's say, you know, I make some change. I add an R code chunk. Let's say I'm going to load my Gardener library, which my sister couldn't install, which was super disappointing. But let's say I'm going to add that right here. And then let's say I commit this. And I say add Gardener library, and I commit it, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's not exactly how I wanted to commit that file. Well, if that's the case, well, and actually let me say, I'm not going to press that push button right now, but another time like this same scenario occurs is if I commit something and try to push it and it will not push. So I've already committed something and it just won't push. So this is like the scenario I hate because I don't know what to do. And I know I'm going to have to use the terminal. So this one is actually not so bad. Let's see. So I already have a terminal open. If you don't have a terminal open, you can go to Tools, Terminal, New Terminal, or you can go to the shell, whatever you like to do. And I'm just going to copy and paste this. So again, remember I had committed that file, but I couldn't push it, or I committed in and I didn't actually want to commit it. So I'm going to use this git reset head ~1. So if I do that, it gives me some information here. And if I come over here, let's see here. Where's my refresh? There we go. If I click that refresh button, I see that this file is here. So it has now brought it back. And these changes are still here. It has not undone those changes. changes. So this is usually the thing that I want. Now, if I want to, at this point, I can now either get rid of that and resave this file, or I can do whatever I want to next. So now, hopefully I'll have enough stuff in here. So let's see here. I'm going to now, actually, let's make sure, I don't know how different this looks from before. So I'm going to just add, okay, I added a little piece of code in there. Now I know for sure it's different. I will commit this. I'm going to commit, and I'm going to push it. Now at this point, there is, right, I've already pushed it out to GitHub. So if I go out to GitHub, I will actually see that change manifested out here. So let's see here. What happened? Oh, shoot. I know what happened. I made a mistake. Darn it. I forgot that I was in this add caption section of my code. So, this is an interesting thing to have happened. So I actually have this add caption branch. Let's see here. How am I going to fix this? This was not a mistake I meant to show. I want to go back to my main branch. Let's see here. I'm actually going to delete this add caption branch. I don't want it anymore. So let me pull in that change. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. Okay, seems to be okay. Now I'm back to one branch. Okay, I'm in main. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm going to just add a little simple piece of code here. I'm going to save this. I am going to commit now on the main branch. You should write much better messages than I'm writing. And I'm going to push that change. Okay, so now we should be good. If I come out here, I should see that change, and I do. Awesome. Okay, so now what if I've pushed and I actually want to go back to a previous commit? We can do that. The first thing I want to show you is in this, what am I looking for? History? Yeah, there we go. So in here, I can see this history of all the things I've done. And there's this SHA column, which has a bunch of alphanumeric characters that describe sort of each point in my process. So we can see the various changes that have been made. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back to the most recent one, which is the one right before I added that chunk of code. So I don't know a good way to copy and, oh wait, maybe I can do it here. No, I don't know how to copy and paste that code. I'm sure somebody knows that, but I don't. So I'm going to pull this over here so that I can type that in here. So I'm going to use this git revert in the terminal. And I'm going to just type that B3B0FC35. Okay, so if I do that, you'll see that this file has now come back. And if I look in here, if I'm remembering this correctly, yes. So this now no longer has that chunk of code in it that I had added a moment ago. And if I go back out to GitHub, you see it here now, right after 16. But if I refresh, oh, wait a minute. I think I need to push that change out. Wait a minute. What do I need to do? That's a good question. So what is out on GitHub right now? Okay, so GitHub still has that. But does my demo file have it? No. Okay. I guess I didn't fully understand what this is doing. Let me go. Oops, I have this open already. So this has brought me back in time, I think. Oops. Okay. So, So maybe I need to push this out there. So this, okay. This is what happens when you're really new to doing these sorts of things. You don't actually remember what they do, but it appears that this file doesn't have the code. So I think I'm going to commit. I'll just call this remove changes from last commit and push. So I'll commit that and push it. And I'm hoping that there's not any sort of weird thing happening. Okay, so now when I push that out there, interesting. I totally didn't realize that that's how this worked. So now the changes have been pushed out there. So now if I look at my history, okay, I do think I remember reading about this. I just forgot what it actually did. Okay. So it sort of reverted the files and brought it back, but lets me add on to the history. And I remember reading, I think now that that's important because, especially when we're collaborating with other people, something about that. I should go back and reread that. Anywho, if you end up with a merge conflict, so I think the first time I did that, I ended up with a merge conflict and I ended up in this weird screen. And I had to type this :Q to get out. Apparently that didn't happen this time. As you saw, everything went just as planned. Oh, wait a minute. That's what's going on. See, luckily I left this in my notes because I would have forgotten about this. I think I forgot to get out of here. See how I'm like in the terminal in this weird space. So I need to press :Q to get out of here. Shoot, now I wonder if I did something wrong. Well, let's try to, I don't think so. I think everything went fine. Hopefully I did that right. Okay, I'm going to be done. And when in doubt, listen to Jenny Bryan and burn it all down. You should go read that chapter, which I apparently didn't do for a really long time, and it makes you feel really great. So go read it. Life will be okay. That is all. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to stop recording, and I am going to, of course, I can't remember how to stop recording, and I am going to say goodbye. Bye.